I didn't understand it. So.
And it'll probably make more sense if you watch it again.
Yeah, but I couldn't get over Loki kissing Loki. I mean, that's kind of like the end of the Star Wars when your stepsister is kissing your stepbrother, or your, you know, that was kind of, but in Hollywood, I guess that kind of thing goes. You can marry your house and you can marry your dog, so I guess you can do that too, I guess. All right, so there is what I sent y'all earlier, kind of a little guide. And I've also got right here, I've got something that you might want to copy down I made up for you. And I don't know if you're interested in it or not, but there it is. When the strip is sitting on the rotating axis, or when the strip is perpendicular to the rotating axis, you use the disk. When the strip does not sit on the rotating axis, and the strip is perpendicular to the rotating axis, washer. And when the strip is parallel to the rotating axis, you might want to use the shell. Now that's kind of a little thing. I mean, it's not concrete, it's not 150%, but it's kind of a guide, because you can use any method. Okay, but there are some methods, kind of like the intercept method versus the point slope method versus building or using points to build a line. There's different methods you use, and you could use all three, but this is kind of a little guide. May help you, may not. Now we're going to do couple of problems. We just started. Did we get started at all with the shell the other day or not? That means I want somebody to say something. I want you to communicate. Did we get started on anything with the shell? Did I start with anything? Yes or no? Simple. I think I started with
I don't think so.
I think I started with the definition, but did I get to an example? I think I ran out of time, didn't I?
Yeah, you were going to show us a couple examples and we ran out of time.
Okay. Thank you for the communication. I know that's hard, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but I appreciate it. So just a kind of a rundown, and I can't remember if I showed you, and I know I showed you at the beginning, but I'm going to show you again. There's your shell, and look, the strip is parallel to the rotation axis, so that is a shell right there. Now, another indicator, and I'll show you this. Another indicator of using the shell, and I'm going to show you this. Let me go back right here. Let me go to reset. Where is my... Well, that's not what I wanted, but yeah, that's not what I want. I better just leave it like this. All right. If you notice, and I'm going to bring up my whiteboard here, but I want to show you another indicator that you're dealing with a shell problem. Give that whiteboard a second to come on. Are you coming on or not? There we go. And I want to draw a straight line. I don't want it translucent. I do want it translucent, but I want a straight line. And it is translucent. I'm going to use the orange line. If you're rotating around the y-axis, what's that called versus what that's called? Now, on the disk, this is called the outside diameter, and this is called the what? The inside diameter. But it's the same what? Same function. So also on your sheet down here, let me go back to my arrow. On your sheet down here, and you could do this in red, outside diameter and inside diameter are in the same function. Does everybody understand that? Hopefully you understand that, because that's kind of a giveaway for that and the parallel. So let me go back and let you look at it again. So you're going to be rotating around this axis, or vertical axis, whichever. I wonder if I can move this. Can I move? Yeah. So there's the axis of revolution. So that means that this is the outside diameter and this is the inside diameter, and it's the same function. Well, that's a dead giveaway for the shell. So I just thought you might want to make a note of that. And that's basically what it's going to look like. Okay? So when you're dealing with a shell, you're going to be dealing with 2 pi, as I said before. You're going to be dealing with 2 pi because basically the derivation of a shell, you're going to be dealing with 2 pi. And you're going to be dealing with a lot of math. So let's go ahead and get started on one. So let's try this one. And I tried to go and find some that I would put on the test, because this is, I don't care about making up stupid questions for a test. Okay, so I can tell you right now, if I go out and get some examples, that's the ones I'm going to test you on. All right, so here we go. Y is equal to x minus x cubed. Y is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. And x is equal to 1. And you are revolving around the y-axis. So that right there tells you it's going to be a shell, because when you draw it, you'll see what I'm saying. And a lot of your shells, a lot of them basic, are going to look like bundt cakes. Did I show y'all a bundt cake yesterday?
Yes, you did.
A lot of your
Yeah,
basics. Now, what I mean basics, in other words, most of the ones I'm showing you are going to look like some form of a bundt cake. They're very basic. And then you, of course, you move up to the vases, the ones that look like a vase and stuff like that. But that's just after you get through with the bundt cakes, they're pretty much simple. So draw this. I'm going to give you a minute to draw it. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to draw it and set up the antiderivative. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to draw it and set up the antiderivative. And of course, all you need is your graphing calculator to do that, but you could actually do that by sketching, because it's a cubic function and it's negative. So, but I'll let you do it on your calculator if you want to, and then go ahead and make these draw these out with the different colors, and then rotate around the y-axis, and then you can start to see the bundt cake that it's going to look like. And for the 12 that are actually doing the homework, are you starting to get how to do the shell and the disc and the washer? Yes,
Yep.
no, maybe.
Yeah, I'm getting though.
Was it better than a previous calculus class? Is it better now? Anybody?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
straightforward.
Good. I could muddy up the waters if you want me to. I'll be glad to muddy up the waters. If you want me to muddy them, I can muddy them. I put my pinky up, let my credentials come forward, and I can really, really impress y'all.
We only got like a week left. There's no need to do that.
Yeah, that'll lobotomize you. The week left, you won't be able to you won't be able to fill out your name on the final exam. Okay. So let's see what it looks like. It's going to be basically, it's in the first quadrant. Why is it in the first quadrant? Because of these two right here. X is equal to 0, or X is equal to 0. That's the y-axis. Y is equal to 0 is the x-axis. So that means first quadrant.
Coming in on secured channel.
And the function is, let's see, I'm going to do the function in, what am I going to do the function in? I'll do it in blue. Do the function in blue. And it looks like that. Now, why'd I only draw that? Because that's all we want. And x is equal to 1. That's going to look like yellow. That's it. So the area they want is this green area right here. And we know it's going around the y-axis, so it's going to be looking like that. And that is parallel to what? The rotational axis, so you're going to use a shell. And that shell is going to go around and round and round, and it's going to form kind of like a bundt. And like I said, a lot of your problems that I'm going to test you on, because I'm not going to try to make you play Beethoven's Fifth right after I show you how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. So I'm not going to try to get you to, you know, maybe next week we can do Beethoven's Fifth. But right now we're working on Mary Had a Little Lamb. And that's going to be volume is equal to 2 pi. And we're going from 0 to 1. Of the radius. Radius is equal to what? X, because that radius is going 0.25, 0.26, 0.3, 0.33, 0.5, 0.57, 0.58, 0.6, 0.8, to 1. So the radius is equal to x times the height. What is the height? The height is equal to the what? Somebody say it. Starts with an F.
Function.
Come on, communicate with me. F-U-N what? The height
Function.
is equal to the what? To the function, exactly. So that's going to be times x minus x cubed and d of x. All right, go to it. You got 2 minutes to finish it. Why am I timing y'all? Well, you can't do this in 15 minutes. You got to be able to do these problems within 5 minutes of writing them down. Okay? So for the 12 people that are actually doing the homework, you're on your way because you're working on the problems, you're doing the notes, you're working on the problems. You're going to be okay. For the 12 people that are waiting till the last minute and probably are going to not get the homework done because I'm going to spring the date on you, and then they're going to try to do the test, you're going to not do too well. But we all know it's the teacher's fault for you not learning calculus. It's the teacher's fault, right? And the room, and the ceiling fan, and the rain. What else? What other excuses are there? The Russians. What else? Doesn't have anything to do with you not doing the work. Yeah, doesn't have anything to do with that. I know, I'm a bastard. How dare he tell us the truth? Yep, I should sugarcoat it, shouldn't I? Put a little sugar on them Tide Pods. They taste a little bit better, don't they, Mr. Nicolini? Mr. Nicolini is ignoring me. It's all right, Mr. Nicolini. You're going to fail this class. All right, he is ignoring me. All right, so here we go. V is equal to 2 pi. And we're going to distribute that x squared minus x to the 4th dx. V is equal to 2 pi, brackets, x to the 3rd over 3 minus x to the 5th over 5. Evaluate at 0 and 1. And somebody tell me what happens to the 0. Cancels, Hubert. That's right, class. Thank you for the communication. Now, 12 of y'all shouldn't be pissed at me because y'all been doing your homework, but the other 12, I know why you're pissed at me. But you should be able to communicate with me even though y'all pissed at me. So that's going to be V is equal to 2 pi times 1/3 minus 1/5. And that's going to be equal to 2 pi times, let's see, that's going to be a 15 and a 15. 3 will go into 15 5 times. 5 will go into 15 3 times. So that'd be 2/15. I got 4 pi over 15. What'd y'all get?
That's what I got.
Good job. Any questions? Mr. Nicolini, you're not mad at me, are you? I don't think he's listening. He must be listening to the radio or something. He might be watching SpongeBob. Any questions? All right, let's do a nerd. You try this one. Y is equal to 2x squared minus x to the third. And you're going to revolve it around the x-axis. Yeah, you're going to revolve this one around the x-axis. And x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. And you'll see what it looks like when you get done. Let's go ahead and draw that up. So this function is going to look something like this. At least on my calculator, it looks something like this. And x is equal to 0. That's going to be the y-axis. And y is equal to 0. That's going to be the x-axis. So we see the area that they want us to find the volume. Again, it's going to look like a bundt cake if you go around the y-axis. But they want you to go around the x-axis on this one. So that's going to be volume is equal to 2 pi. And that'd be x times 2x squared minus x cubed dx from 0 to 2. And volume is equal to 2 pi 0 to 2 of 2x to the third minus x to the fourth dx. And that is your setup. Always remember to mark your setup so you know, even if you don't have time to do the math, at least you got the setup. So the volume is equal to 2 pi
Priority 1 message coming in
bracket
on secured channel.
2x to the 4th over 4 minus x to the 5th over 5, evaluated at 0 and 2. All right, finish that out. See what you get. So 0 is out. That's going to be 2 pi times 2 to the 4th over 4 minus 2 to the 5th over 5. And that's going to be what? 2 pi. And that's going to be 2 times 2, 16 times 2. I got 32 fourths. Somebody check my math there. Minus 32 fifths. Well, this is 8, so I can make that 8 over 1, which means 2 pi times 40 over 5. Somebody help me out there. I get 8 over 5, which would be 16 pi over 5. Somebody check my math, please. We'll wait until somebody confirms it, so that means they're actually doing something.
Yeah, that looks right.
You got it?
Yeah.
16 pi over 5? Anybody got any questions on that one? All right. Here you go. Y is equal to x cubed minus 7x squared plus 15x minus 9. You're going from 1 to 3. X is equal to 1 to 3. And it's all above the x-axis, which means in the first quadrant. And it's going to be rotated around the y-axis. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. There's a song, 5 minutes to figure it out. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to figure it out. Why am I giving you 5 minutes? Because this is a test question. So let's see how you do. Y'all know the other class has gotten better. There's no ceiling fans in the other class. They don't show ceiling fans. It's just this class now. So thought you'd like to know that the other class has graduated. They don't they don't point their cameras up to the ceiling. Just thought I'd let you know that. I'm gonna join everybody else. I'm gonna make sure everybody sees my ceiling fan too. Proud of those ceiling fans. Was that Miss Gonzalez's hair? I think I saw her hair. Oh, oh my goodness. I think I saw her eyes. Wow. We are moving forward. I even see Miss Lang's eyes. We are moving up in the world. Maybe the last day of class. Maybe we get to see everybody again the last day of class. Maybe Mr. Nicolini will talk to me by then. See, I told you he was doing something else. Mr. Nicolini, you worrying me, man.
Oh, sorry, what?
You're worrying me. You had this look on your face like you were sick or something.
I'm sorry, I'm just really tired. I was at work early this morning.
Where do you work?
It's a meat wholesale place. They sell like chicken and beef and stuff to like restaurants and things.
When I was growing up, I used to work in my father's meat market. We had a meat market. We used to sell our own cows.
Yeah.
I used to have to set that stuff up. I was like 12, 13 years old back there cutting meat.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Well, not really.
What area do you live? Where do you live?
I live in Greenville.
Oh, okay.
The place is called Greenville Meats.
That's interesting.
So
Yeah, the only thing about dealing, you know what, the secret of dealing with meat is you have to keep that place spick and span. You have to wash it down every day. It's worse than a dairy barn, which we did that also. My father wasn't happy unless he was doing 15 different things. So we had a meat market, a dairy farm, a land surveying business, a land clearing business. What else did we have? I think we did some other things too in there. That's where I get my jack of all trades, master of none.
And I'm tired. I got there.
Oh, well, I was making fun of you a while ago, and you didn't even acknowledge. So I figured you were listening to music or something.
No, no.
All right, there's about 5-10 seconds left. So this one again looks like a bundt cake. It's going to be something like this. And I think it can't remember how it looks. It comes up like this, I think. Something like that. And we've got 1 to 3. So there's 1 to 3. And we know it's above the x-axis. So that pretty much leaves it to that little hump right there. And it's around the y-axis. So that's where you get the, so again, r is equal to x. And the height is equal to the function. So therefore, this one's pretty simple. V is equal to pi from 1 to 3 of x times x to the third minus 7x squared plus 15x minus 9 dx. Distribute the x, and we get v is equal to 2 pi from 1 to 3 of x to the fourth minus 7x to the third plus 15x squared minus 9x dx. And now take the antiderivative, x to the fifth over 5 minus 7x to the fourth over 4 plus 15x to the third over 3 minus 9x squared over 2. Evaluated at 1 and 3, multiplied by 2 pi. So 3 to the fifth over 5 minus 7, 3 to the fourth over 4 plus 15, 3 to the third over 3 minus 9, 3 squared over 2. And I realize that you could cancel stuff out, but I'm not really concerned with that right now. I'm concerned with doing the math so we can cancel later. All right, that's going to be 1/5 minus 7/4 plus 15/3 minus 9/2. I want everybody to check my work, make sure that I didn't mess up anything. I'll have to answer that later. Go ahead and work on that. Let me send this guy a message. Okay, so this, I don't know. Let's see, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. 243, somebody check me. 243 over 5 minus 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. 7 times 81 is 567. Somebody check my math, please. Let's see, 15 times 27.
Yeah, it's 567.
Okay, let's see. This is 15 times 27. Well, 30 times 40, that's 450. Let's see.
It's 405.
Okay, thank you. I was trying to get there. minus 9 times 9 is 81 over 2. Y'all check my math. Minus 1/5 minus 7/4 plus 15/3 minus 9/2. I'm going to go ahead and get a common denominator so I can do this in my head because I don't have a calculator and I don't want to depend on one. So I'm going to go ahead and get a common denominator. Let me go to the next page. 5, 4, 3, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and sometimes 13. Let's see, 2, that's a 1, 3, 2, 5. 3, 1, 1, 2, 5. 2, 1, 1, 1, 5. 5, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 10 times 6 is 60.
Trying to find the greatest common factor.
That's what I just found, yes. Because a lot of people don't know how to find it. They just multiply and multiply, and they get some BA number they can't even work with. So that's why I do this, to remind everybody how to find the common denominator. That somebody would have multiplied 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 and got 120 or something like that. 60, 60, 60, 60. Minus, plus, minus. Okay, so we got our common denominator. 5 will go into 60 12 times. So that's 243 times 12, and I'm not even going to try that. 4 will go into 60 15 times, I think. 15 times 567. 3 will go into 60 20, 20 times 405. 30 times 81. 5 will go into 60 12 times 1 is 12. 4 will go into 60 15 times. 15 times 7, I don't know. 15 times 7 is 105. 3 will go into 60 20 times 15 is 300. And 2 will go into 60 30 times 9 is 270. I need y'all to check my math on that, please. Well, 2430 times, 243 times 10 is 2430. And then I'd have to add 486. So 2430 plus 486, 2430 plus 486 is going to be 28 or 29, 16. Somebody check my math, please. $29.16. 243 times 12. What is it? $243. Okay. Now 567 times 15. Well, 567 times 10 is 5670. 5670. And then half of 5670 is 28. No, I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to multiply 15 times 567. What do you get?
8505.
I'm sorry, I can't do mumble. You're gonna have to speak out. What?
8505.
8505. Is that what you said?
Yes.
8505 over 60. plus, well, 20 times 8, that's pretty simple. That's what? 8,000? 8,000 and 20 times 5, that's 8,100. Somebody help me out. What's 405 times 20?
8,100.
I heard 100. Somebody tell me what it is. 405 times 20. I'll just do it myself. I know it's a lot of work for y'all to punch it in a calculator and then have to communicate it out, but I'll just do it myself.
8,100.
80 what?
8,100.
8,100. That's what I thought. And then, let's see, that's going to be 243.0. Somebody check my math. 81 times 30.
Uh, 2,430.
2,430 over 60. And then 12 minus 105 plus 300. It's like pulling hen's teeth to get y'all to talk, so to hell with it. 12 minus 105 plus 300 minus 270. Y'all gonna make a good workforce someday. Negative 63. Be a minus 63 over 60. And I'll ask somebody to check that. So 15 minutes later, somebody will tell me I got an error. All right, so 2916. 2916 minus 8505 plus 8,100 minus 2430. That's 81. 81 over 60 plus 63 over 60. 81 plus 63. 144 over 60. And we got to multiply that by 2 pi. So 144 times 2 is 288. So that's 288 pi over 60. And I believe that will reduce down to 24 pi over 5. Okay, now that I've finished the problem, y'all can tell me if I got an error so I can go back and try to find it instead of telling me, you know, when I did it. That's the way it's supposed to work, isn't it? You tell me after I made the mistake. You don't tell me when I make it. You tell me later on after I finish the problem. Somebody confirm it. I'll wait for 5 or 10 minutes while somebody decides to talk. I appreciate those that are communicating. The rest of y'all really suck to make the class really drawn out by not communicating. Can somebody confirm it, please?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to cut class early because I've got 2 or 3 more problems and we got plenty of time. I mean, you got the rest of this week before we even start talking about a final exam. So let's go ahead and stop there. Let me check the roll. Turn the recorder